This afternoon in Memphis, it's the Horned Frogs at 6-6, trying for a 10th bowl win for Coach Gary Patterson, and the Dogs at 7-5 who are looking to close out Kirby Smart's inaugural season with a win. They'll bunch the receivers, 3 of them to the top of your screen, and now Terry Godwin, the motion man. Short drop for Eason, and the pass is broken up, incomplete by Nick Orr, who's making his 26th consecutive start in the defensive backfield today. On 3rd and 5. Hill out of the gun, pressure coming right in his face. He tries to dump it off for Hicks, incomplete. And that was Maury Smith, the star, the transfer from Alabama in his senior season, bringing the heat. There are the trips now to the left side. Michelle is the offset back. Eason on 3rd and 8, stepping up, looking for a lane. Now we'll chuck it downfield, and it's caught by Isaiah McKenzie. Across midfield, McKenzie a block. Inside the 20, still on his feet, and down he goes at the 7-yard line as Sony Michel cleared a path for him.
The #1 playmaker on the outside for this team is McKenzie. Eason does a great job of buying time in the pocket and not giving up. McKenzie finds his space, DB falls down, and now it's an element of speed, acceleration, and that's what he does, 77 yards, Beth. That's the way you start and set the tempo in this offense.
Second and goal, the give is to Michelle, to the 1, and he punches across the goal line and in. Touchdown, Georgia.
Power king on the outside. He got 2 tight ends on the edge. I love the fact that they use those tight ends because it gives them flexibility, Beth, in passing and running. You don't know what's coming. And both of these young men, in Isaac Nate, 18, and 83 Blazevich, they can both block the edge well. Proved it on that touchdown run.
Rodrigo Blankenship. The PAT is good. Michelle gets the 4-yard touchdown. It was Isaiah McKenzie with the big play.
I'll tell you what, this quarterback has grown throughout the year, gets the ball to his playmakers. McKenzie knows what to do, and I love power football, Beth. I get excited.
And, guys, it's going to be hard for TCU to get something going with misdirection because Georgia knows this. They have only 2 defensive linemen on the field getting more speed with more linebackers and more DBs.
An empty set here for Kenny Hill on 3rd down. The crossing route incomplete. He was looking for his running back, Kyle Hicks. And another punt. Everybody up front except for Harrion. He will get the call there. Short yardage guy, and he's met in the backfield and tripped up short. Terrific penetration there by Sammy Douglas, the junior out of Arlington. Hill will put it into the belly of Hicks again, and a burst into the secondary, and Hicks all the way down to the 41-yard line, and a scamper of 20 yards.
You watch Hicks on the back end of that run, Beth, and he's starting to fall forward. I think he's getting a little tired. I know they love to get this guy the ball, but he's going to probably take a blow on that next play. They got him out for a quick set. Actually, no, he just stood there for this play.
They have really cranked up the tempo, and the completion to the outside.
The #7, Lorenzo Carter, was in on that tackle. Who's on the edge right now will be that other guy.
4 wide to the right to stretch the field, and Hill finds an opening and has the first down to the 15-yard line, and a gain of 8. Right? They need to get the 5-yard line. Hill, under duress, trucks it into the turf. Trenton Thompson, the sophomore out of Albany, Georgia, was itching to take him down. It would be a 40-yarder, which would match his season long. Out of the hold of the punter, Adam Nunez. Kick is on its way, and it is good. So the Georgia defense holds in the red zone. A costly penalty there for TCU. And it's 7-3. SEC versus Big 12 matchup. Kansas State won the first one of the bowl season with a win over Texas A&M. We still have Auburn, Oklahoma to come. And there's a big hit on Eason in the backfield. The ball squirted out. Tipa Galley was the guy that made a big play, and the Horned Frogs say they've got the turnover. And they do. The sophomore out of Euless, Texas with the recovery.
Yeah, Galley's on the outside, and he's going against Catalina on the left tackle position. Again, just stays with it. Catalina's got to move his feet and stay with the defender. He's able to get that strip, knock down the quarterback. Huge play right here. Jacob Eason had no idea he was coming off his backside.
20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Georgia hustling some substitutions on defensively. Cole Hunt, the tight end, goes in motion. Hill calls his own number, gets a block from Hicks on the edge and barrels in for 6. Hicks can run it, Hicks can catch it, and a big block on DeAndre Baker to get his quarterback into the end zone.
Dual threat. He's dangerous, and they have run him quite a bit. Nice block by the tight end on the edge, 84, and you got Hicks. Again, so versatile as a running back. We've seen him catch the ball. We've seen him run the ball downhill, and then he goes out and blocks. Talk about valuable player on the football field. Number 21's getting it done today.
Extra point from Brandon Hatfield. Dings off of the upright and out. No good. Points off the turnover for TCU, but only 6. Eason looking downfield, incomplete. It was behind Wims, and Anthony Tejada had the good coverage. It's 4th down, and it's a 4th 3 and out.
Catch, speed, explosiveness. He is the total package.
Play action, Hill down the middle. And a first down catch inside the 30-yard line.
You got to imagine, guys, Dalvin Cook is going to want to show out in his hometown.
9:49 to go in the first half. 2nd and 10 for TCU. Working on a short field. They'll run the draw to Hicks. Bounces to the outside, switches hands, and runs out of bounds close to the 20. Rocky?
We just got a flag down here on the sideline, but George.
Second and goal. Hill, the catch made. Touchdown, TCU. John Diaz from 10 yards out.
Quite sure how he caught that ball, Beth. Unbelievable. Getting his paws on this one. He's going to run the slant route. Watch him on the outside. Defender out. The defender starts to fall down as he tries to go through him. That's Parrish, number 14. Falls down as he extends, but I'll tell you what, plucking the ball out of the air and in front of his body. It's a heck of a job right there by Diaz.
2 scoring drives of under a minute for TCU. Kenny Hill now with a touchdown run and a touchdown pass.
That's a wider bunch, Beth. Leads me to think it's pass. Let's see how they go here.
It was intended to be pass, and instead it's a sack. L.J. Collier got right up into Eason.
Again, keys for your defense. Gary Patterson talked about he worked this bunch a lot, and because of the spacing, doesn't allow the receivers to get open. And again, just great punt. I think Jacob Eason might have had that first down, and proves costly, being they had to make a punt.
Kenny Hill and the Horned Frogs going back to work. He finds a seam to run with it. Stays on his feet. Down inside the 20-yard line. 45 yards, and Kenny Hill outrunning the Dogs.
Well, Lorenzo Carter is on the outside. He spins back, and he
Anthony, a couple days ago, we called Washington State. How much do you think that offense would have been helped by Falk if he could have run more like Hill is today?
Exactly.
Hill, incomplete, intended for Slanina, broken up by Dominic Sanders. He's also missed an extra point today. And that one is no good. Missed it left. And it stays 16-7. TCU with 5:25 to go in the half.
And then again, that's 4 now points left on the board, Beth. And again, as much as these big plays have been affecting the defense of Georgia, if they don't score on them on the back end, then that's your advantage.
Empty set now for Eason. Pass out to the flat. McKenzie, good yards after the catch, and he picks up the first down out to the 35-yard line.
That's the one thing you see about McKenzie week in and week out is when he runs a route, and regardless of where he catches the ball, he can make people miss. Now, he's going against a guy right there that had 125 tackles coming into this game, and he's able to shake those guys away and move the chains. Again, Beth, he talked about it, Rocky did, about getting the ball to spread it out. Jacob Eason has to survey the land and read it early so he can get the ball out of his hands effectively and quickly to the open receiver.
That is just the second first down of the day for Georgia. Room for Sony Michel, and there's the power to pick up the first down across the 45 and out to the 48-yard line. He ran right through Nico Small and a gain of 12. Eason, first down to Michel out of the backfield. Little night shift coming your way, Anthony. But first to 3rd and 13 with 1:25 to go in the half.
They push themselves out of field goal range, and now they have to try to convert off a penalty. Pressure down for the quarterback.
4 Horned Frogs coming. The pass is away to Michel. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another one inside the 20, the 10, the 5. Lunging for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Georgia. Yards, and he made more than one miss.
Same play as before. Great job coming out of the backfield. The question is, did he hit the ground before he got into the end zone? Again, it's going to be tough to see it on that angle right there. It looks like he's on top of a body. Nothing's touching the ground. Again, that angle won't justify.
I think he's in.
Yeah, but he looks like he rolls over a defender.
He's on a player.
He's actually on Summers, the man he beat one-on-one early on. That's great hustle by Summers, but that's the matchup issue you have with Sony Michel coming out of the backfield and catching the ball.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
9 plays, 76 yards in just over 4 minutes, and Sony Michel with a highlight run to finish the drive. From 33 yards out after the catch. Rodrigo Blankenship. Extra point is good to make it a 2-point game. And remember, TCU has a missed field goal and a missed PAT. With both scores for Georgia with 1:13 to go in the half. This will be Cavante Turpin with a lane. And Turpin with a burst. All the way out across midfield. And they'll have a chance for more points before the break with 1:03 to go.
Turpin is a beast. 2015 freshman All-American because of this. A kick returner. Dangerous. Excellent in space. Makes people miss. And he's got a great knack of feeling defenders when they're around him and not really seeing them.
Pressure coming. Hill able to break the tackle of Thompson. He's going to get caught from behind, and the ball is out. Georgia's got it. Stripped by Lorenzo Carter and recovered by Aaron Davis.
I'll tell you what, Trent Thompson is taking this game over, Beth, at the line of scrimmage. And they talked about he's been a little up and down, but he's been working technique, and he's become a consistent player. Well, guess what? Today, he's been a beast. He's at the line of scrimmage, and he's been unblockable right now. You see brute force and power getting through the two guys. That starts everything. And now speed. Who's your fast stand-up backer? That's Lorenzo Carter. He's able to swipe the outside arm with the ball in his hands. That's just enough to cause the fumble. A huge play this defense needed.
Eason downfield. The catch is made at the 40-yard line for a first down.
Need to get up and spike it. Need to get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Get everybody set. Just stand where you are in place and spike it.
They're going to throw it instead. And the catch is made to get out of bounds by Isaac Nauta. 6 seconds to go.
Again, you know, great play. They get it out there. They're still not close enough to kick it, in my opinion. If you spike it at 11 seconds, you might get yourself a better play. But they're going to, looks like they're going to try.
Yeah, they're going to bring on Blankenship. Keep in mind, Eason is the holder. But as long as a 49-yarder in that big win against Kentucky when he also nailed the game winner as time expired, this will be a 53-yard attempt. And it is no good and not even close.
You know, again, Beth, you know, in that vital situation where you get that first down, the clock is temporarily stopped. Honestly, get up to the line of scrimmage. You got 11 seconds and just spike it.
2nd and 1 here. Kyle Hicks going to get the call. Hicks good, patient running, waited for the opening, found it. Ball squirts loose at the tail end of the play. And Georgia's got it. The second strip by Lorenzo Carter today. And it's Dominic Sanders picking it up. And the official's certainly going to look and see if the runner was down.
The ruling on the field for a fumble recovered by the defense.
Nope. It's
first down, Georgia.
It's definitely out, but TCU's got plenty of time to get on this ball. They got offensive linemen running with the tailbacks, which is great. They're in position. You see right there, Niang's. They had another lineman try to flop on it.
Sony Michel out of the backfield. He's in there here on 3rd down. Eason stepping up. Head on a swivel. Eason going to run for it, and Jacob will get it down inside the 40. Another nice block by Michel and a gain of 8.
Well, he's doing his best Kenny Hill impression. You know, we haven't seen him move around, but showing some nice movement in the pocket, just finding an open space. He's definitely trying to find those spaces. He's got a nice shot, and he takes a shot.
Michel finds a seam off the right side and another first down, and Georgia already running it better here in the 3rd than they did in the first half. Howard is the defender on McKenzie. Eason looking that way, throwing that way, out of bounds, and it's 4th down.
Beth, again, anticipation and timing. McKenzie is open here. He's got him. He is waiting. Jacob Eason is waiting for him to get open and then throwing it late. If he just anticipates that and throws the ball sooner, he's going to have a catch here. But being he waits so long, the ball literally gets thrown out of bounds, and he's got no space. A little sooner for this young quarterback. It's coming. He's a young guy, but he's got to anticipate the coverage and see these guys before they come out of their breaks.
38-yard attempt for Blankenship. And they're going to fake it. Ramsey will carry and get the first down to the 10.
Well, I'll tell you, this is pretty good design. And watch number 5, Julian Rochester. He's going to be on the edge, pulling around and lead block. And number 5 right there. I'll tell you, that's a long way to go for a punter, a holder to take that. I think he was a little shocked on how big that hole was, but again, he's got some guys open. You know, they had a crossing route there, but Sony Michel came open. Hopefully they can punch it in or get themselves a chance here on third down under center.
Out of the eye with Payne and Michelle. Eason with the fake pitch, lobs it over the top to Javon Wims. And a 4-yard touchdown for Georgia.
Really nice play design here. They're going to bring the tight end back in motion, show crack, and then Wims looks like he's hitting in the linebackers, and he just slips through, and a nice touch pass by Jacob Eason finally gets it in there. They get themselves a touchdown. Between that and the fake field goal, that's a heck of a series for this Georgia football team.
Sammy Douglas bit on the ball fake from Eason. And he's got his second touchdown pass of the day. Blankenship's his very first bowl win, in fact, was here at the Liberty Bowl back in 2002. Really took them from Conference USA to a very brief stint in the Big East, then out of the Mountain West. And was so successful, they got the invite to the Big 12. And there's the catch by Jerrison Stewart in a pickup of 15.
Dictating the tempo of the offense.
Rocky, I'm watching it now. They're not set. They're not ready to go.
This guy's running on off the field, yeah, but right before the ball snapped.
TCU will give them a new look. They'll go empty. Hill out of the pocket and down inside the 20-yard line. Run out by Julian Rochester. Hill keeps, and he's got it to the 9. Patrick was the first guy there. Couple of touchdowns and 4 trips to the red zone. Hill throwing for 6. Up into the corner. Touchdown. What a catch by John Diaz. Beat out DeAndre Baker for the 50-50 ball, and TCU grabs the lead.
Well, you remember earlier in the game, Diaz run a slant. Well, this time he's got inside coverage. And I'll tell you what, a high ball. The question is, does he have? Well, he's got it in one hand, so there's obvious control. But again, he's a big receiver jumping high. The ball's in his left hand, controlled, several taps on the ground, and he controls the ball to the ground. I'll tell you what, that's pretty good defense by Baker getting his hands up, but he has no idea where the ball is. And Diaz puts his hands and makes that grab. It's a heck of a job. 2 big catches by him in this football game.
The transfer from LSU, remember, drop passes, a big problem all year for TCU. Short-handed by Diaz. And the PAT is good.
Go up and make a play. High points, comes down, controls it. It's a heck of a job by that young man getting TCU back the lead. And again, Georgia can stick with their game plan. It's a tight, contested game, back and forth. You want to get the time of possession, control the clock.
Chubb breaks the tackle of Summers in the backfield and out to midfield. And for Nick Chubb, not only passing 1,000 yards on the season, but also passing Todd Gurley. They have amongst their recruiting class next year, which is number 2 in the country, some really talented offensive linemen to add to the fold with all their skill guys coming back. Here's Chubb around the edge. Nice block downfield, and there goes Chubb inside the 20 and all the way down to the 6-yard line with Brandon Cablano leading the way.
You know, I love Cablano here because he chips a defender, helps his guy out, then he goes out, makes a chop block at the next level. That's the athleticism. Now, he lacks size, but what he does in speed and technique helped him on that run to get a 50-yard, 53-yard run for Chubb.
Eason running out of time, and down he goes, wrapped up by Chris Bradley. And it's 4th down.
It's a nice job by Bradley. Really has to do more today because their starter, Broadnax, is not playing today. So can other guys come in? They run a ET stunt. Comes around the outside. He's able to get Easton. This is great coverage, though. Everybody's locked down. A lot of white jerseys around red. I'll tell you, for one team that struggles in the red zone in Georgia's defense, TCU has excelled.
Third sack of the day. This a 30-yard attempt for the lead. And the difference right now is the missed PAT in the first half by TCU as the Dogs go back on top.
And the tempo has obviously helped them with success today against the defense.
On the rollout, downfield to Graham again, a first down into Georgia territory.
Beth, listen, they just had another defender not off the field. There should have been a flag call.
I think if they'd gone the other way, it might have been supported as well.
Gotcha.
But again, it's their pure judgment.
All right, 1st and 10. Dominic Sanders will stay in the game for Georgia. And another throw downfield and a catch for a first down. Des White inside the 35, 14-yard gain. Georgia able to get aligned here on this 3rd and 4. Hill on the move out of the pocket and hit as he tries to get out of bounds at the 21-yard line, right near the line to gain. It was Roquan Smith who met him to send a message.
And force potentially a field goal.
Dogs rush 4. Hill taken down for the sack by Trenton Thompson. It was Maurice Smith coming from the other side that forced it.
Well, I'll tell you, we could probably have a highlight film of this young man because he is wrecking crew at the line of scrimmage. He's right over the center, and he's going to loop around and work his way to the outside. But, again, closing speed. Kenny Hill's a fast guy, but he's got quickness and burst in the short range, and he wraps him up. Again, another young player, best sophomore, that's going to be a star for this team.
That's his 3rd sack, which is a Liberty Bowl record for Trenton Thompson. And now a 47-yard attempt. He's hit from 40 and missed from 41. High snap. The place is down and the kick is no good.
Man. He's been shaky, Beth, all day. An extra point earlier that he made was a hard hooking kick also. Just not comfortable today for whatever reason. Snap was a little high to the outside, but do a nice job of getting it down with no problem. Here's the kick, and again, he just hooks it. He's getting that curving rotation every time he kicks it. So again, Hatfield just not on today. Brandon Cablano at the center position, pulling around and leading the charge as a senior in his final game.
They'll go with the 2 tight end set. They run it again with Chubb. Up the gut for a first down. Rocky?
Anthony, that's 3 plays in a row. Georgia's ran out of a pistol formation.
Michelle gets to the outside with the blitz coming up the middle. And he's got the first down for Georgia. Ran right away from the blitzing backers and a gain of 20.
They tightened down the split of the outside, the receiver on the outside, and he down blocks on the corner. Nobody was home. Sony does a pre-snap read early on the snap, and he bounces it immediately. Something they've had some ups and downs with throughout the season. Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator, leaning on him right now.
More of Chubb. Right up the middle. Nick Chubb, touchdown. Wasn't working well in the first half, but Georgia stuck with it, and the ground game has cranked it out in the second half.
Center, right guard, right tackle, Cablano, Gaillard, Pike. These guys are taking control of this game, and they are pushing back this TCU defensive line, and it makes it easy for Nick Chubb to get in the end zone when you don't get touched 8 yards down the field.
His 5th 100-yard rushing game of the year. big extra point for Rodrigo makes it an 8-point game. Still one possession for TCU.
Tough day today for this offensive line early, but they figured out how to block these defensive linemen at TCU, and they're making it happen when it counts in the fourth quarter. I thought he got it, Beth. I don't know. He's kind of close.
3rd and 1. They got it now out to the 50. And Kyle Hicks, who's gone over 1,000 yards today on the season. Rocky?
Finding the open man in 3rd and 10. Got to make a big play. Georgia's defense right now in control.
They're going to run it with Hicks. He'll get a good chunk of it down inside the 45 and a gain of 6. 4th and short.
Well, it's interesting. When you look at TCU, their top playmaker is Turpin right now, who's not in the football game. They're going to split it out. If you can get your running back potentially in space, who's Hicks? Right now, he's right next to the quarterback. Man-to-man coverage across the board.
Smith and Carter rushing from the edges. The throw downfield, and it's broken up, incomplete. And it's Georgia football. It was DeAndre Baker with the coverage on Taj Williams. And Georgia will take over with 1:14 to go. And TCU has 2 timeouts.
Well, I'll leave this to Rocky, but you got man-to-man coverage across the board. They try to run a hitch route. I don't know if that's the best route to run against a defensive back. He's already going to be clamped down on you, and he's got no way to get separation.
And Anthony, I don't understand why in that situation, game on the line, you don't give Kenny Hill a pass run option. Get him out of the pocket. And if he sees some daylight, let him make some plays with his legs. That's the biggest thing that's been working today. But then also have the option to pass, like you said, a little hitch route like that, not a great call.
10 for 102 in the second half on the ground for Chubb. Looking to hold on to that football, stay in bounds, and why not pick up another first down?
And that's it right there, Beth, because we just talked about it. You start putting these defenders up at the line of scrimmage to make a stop, and all of a sudden you get creased and gashed, and Nick Chubb is not going to miss a hole if you give it to him. Takes a step outside and really makes 2 guys miss because of his speed, quickness, and the power. You see the leg strength to break tackles. It's been an impressive day for him, especially in the second half. This thing's going to add up and pay a lot of dividends. Next year is going to be a big year for this coach.
And you've got a trip up to South Bend to play Notre Dame next September for one of the marquee matchups early in the season. And what could be a major moment for the Bulldogs next September. They're going to enjoy the offseason with a bowl win over TCU as they take the AutoZone Liberty Bowl 31-23.